Hello, hello, hello! I'm Sionna, and in today's video we'll be talking about crystals and geodes. I think crystals are wonderfully pretty to look at, although slightly difficult to completely understand. See, a crystal is a solid with a geometric and symmetrical internal arrangement of its molecules. So everything that makes this crystal is going to be the same repeating pattern throughout. The best example I can think of to explain crystals is something that we have a lot of in Indiana during the wintertime, and that is snowflakes. Snowflakes are solids with a geometric shape and are symmetrical. It's usually the same pattern within that one flake. And yeah, they really are crystals. Another crystal you might be familiar with? Table salt, good old sodium chloride. But let's be real here. I'm a regular person, so when I'm thinking crystals, I'm thinking quartz, obsidian, peridots, or even about geodes. Very simply, geodes are round, have a hollow inside, and usually have crystals inside. Geodes form within the holes around surrounding rock. Usually this happens with volcanic rock because of the holes made from the gases. So those holes, everything around it gets solid. Minerals from the water seep in to the rock, into that hollow space, and over time, and we're talking hundreds of millions and millions of years, those minerals build up, build up, build up, making the crystals inside. But unfortunately, there isn't a way of knowing what's inside the geo until you open it. There are two well-known methods for opening a geode, one of which is taking a chisel and a hammer and very gently tapping around the circumference of the geode until a crack forms, and then you keep plugging away at that crack until it opens. The other method is to put the geode into a sock. This will help keep the potential splintering of the rock from getting into your eyes. But you put it in the sock, and then you grab a hammer and gently, again, tap it around until it opens. Unfortunately, the sock method is not as precise to get that half that you want. And of course, whenever trying to open a geode, we gotta wear protective eyewear. No matter what, safety first. But what if you want something crystal-like, but would prefer to pick the color that you want? Well, the good news is that you can make something that looks like a crystal from an egg, and today I will be showing you how to do that. Alright, let's talk ingredients. First and foremost, you are going to need an egg. Very important. Then you're going to need glue and a Q-tip. You will need food coloring, alum powder, and water in a cup that you can leave alone for 15 hours. So this project in total, the big one is 15-hour wait time in your water, and you also need to let the glue dry, which can take about 8 to 12 hours, and then actually doing the process, which is maybe a max of 30 minutes to an hour. But a lot of it is letting things sit and dry. So as long as you have a place that you can put this so it can be safe, you'll be golden. Alright, let's get started. The first step is getting rid of the yolk and the egg. Now, of course, you can crack it how you normally do, which for me is against the counter, and leaves the egg in half like this. But that might not be the shape you want. So, go ahead and try cracking it if you want this way. Another way to do this is to poke a hole on the top and bottom of the egg, and then try cutting around to get a more long shape, an oval shape, like this one. but of course it's not perfect, and that will be fine. Okay, now you have 2 egg halves, so you can actually make 2 crystals. Now, once you have the halves of your eggs, you can take out the membrane inside if you want. And that's just grabbing and pulling. And once you have your egg open, membrane removed if you would like, you have to let the egg dry. So you just sit this boy aside and let him dry. After, of course, you have to clean the inside. So clean the inside, then let it dry. So I will take this to the sink, clean it, and wait. All right, our egg has been cleaned and is now dry. It is time to apply the glue on the inside of the shell. So you're going to put in a decent amount of glue and then spread it around with a Q-tip or a paintbrush, however you can get the job done. You just want to make sure that it is a good solid layer all the way around. Coat the entirety of the shell. Okay. And then we're going to put it in here because we are going to sprinkle it with our alum powder. And you want to make sure you get enough powder in there to generously coat the entire thing, the entire inside of the shell. But make sure you save some because we will also be using the alum powder in the water mixture that will be waiting in for 15 hours. So I'm just using my Q-tip to make sure the entirety of the shell is once again coated, thanks to the glue for making it stick. Okay, that looks pretty darn good to me. And now, alright, so our egg now has the glue and alum powder to it. It needs to dry for 8 hours or overnight, and then we will be ready in the morning to put it into the mixture. Okay, so we have given our egg and alum powder time to dry. And it's coated nicely. So now what you're going to need is 2 cups of warm water and then 3/4 of alum powder, which I pre-measured. Right here is my 4th cup. I put it into this cup. So we're just going to pour that in. And then we'll need about 30 drops of food coloring. I'm going to do 15 of blue and red. So with the food coloring in, we're going to stir it until all of the powder at the bottom dissolves and wait for it to cool. And it is time to drop in our egg. So I'll take the egg and put it in here, and then use your spoon to help push it down. Alright, and now we're going to wait 15 hours for the crystals to form. Okay, 15 hours later, it is now time to extract our egg from our concoction. So we have our spoon, and we are going to do that. And there you have it, a crystal made out of egg and alum powder and water, essentially. Not too difficult, mostly just a lot of wait time, much like how geodes take millions and millions of years to form. Alright, I hope you enjoy making your own egg geode.